The Other Side of the Hill by Kateb Nurialim Shinar. Let me tell you a little story, one I carry in my chest like a tune I never quite forget. It is a tale stitched with wisdom, the kind you do not get from books, but from sitting under trees and listening with more than just your ears. So there was this man, let's call him Jaro, just an ordinary soul, no shining armor or grand name, but the kind of person who would fix your roof before you even asked. He lived in a cozy little valley where the grass was green enough to make the sky jealous. The well was sweet, the soil generous, and the wind knew how to hum lullabies. But he could not see any of that. Not really. Every day, he would squint across the hills at the other side and mumble to himself, "Now that is where life must be better." That grass, look at it. It practically glows. You know how we do. We start measuring joy by what is out of reach. It is like the heart forgets how to count what is right in our hands. One morning, tired of wondering and wishing, Jaro packed up his bag. Did not take much, just some bread, dried fruit, and a stubborn hope. He left behind his garden, his porch swing, even that little corner of the yard where the butterflies loved to dance. Climbed the hill with his feet, but it was his hunger that really led the way. When he got to the top, he turned around to look back at his valley, his home. It looked small now, like something from a dream you are already forgetting. He turned his eyes to the new place, the land he had been aching for. But listen, when he stepped over, everything changed. The grass looked better from far off. Up close, it was dry and brittle, the kind that snaps under your heel without apology. The soil was mean and cracked, like it had secrets it did not want to share. The well dried up. The air was heavy. Even the birds sounded tired. Still, Jaro pressed on. "Maybe I just haven't found the right spot," he muttered, trying to convince himself. He walked until the sky turned purple with evening, and his stomach reminded him he wasn't made of dreams. That is when he heard it. A creaky voice from an old tree leaning sideways like it had seen too many storms. "Chasing shadows, are you?" Jaro blinked, thought maybe the heat was playing tricks on him. "I have seen your kind before," the tree went on. "You trade gold for glitter and wonder why your pockets feel empty." Jaro sat down under the tree, silent. Sometimes the truth does not need a second helping. Later, a thirsty little bird with ragged feathers landed beside him. Looked like it hadn't sipped water in days. It gave Jaro this look, one part curiosity, one part accusation, and said, "Funny how you left full and arrived empty." Whew, that one hit different. By the time night showed up with her black shawl full of stars, even the wind whispered things to him. It didn't scold, though, just kind of sighed, like a grandma who loves you too much to stay mad. You ever notice it whispered, how people want more before they even finish what they have? That night, Jaro couldn't sleep, not because he wasn't tired, but because he finally was. Tired of chasing better without recognizing blessed. Tired of trading wholeness for wanting. So the next morning, without a big dramatic speech, he turned around and headed home. That hill didn't seem so magical now, it was just a hill. But what waited for him on the other side? That was treasure, his porch swing, the garden, the sweet smell of his well water, familiar birds that sang like they remembered his name. Funny thing was, nothing had changed in that valley. Not the flowers, not the wind, not the sky, but Jaro had. See, sometimes we do not need a new place, we need new eyes. Sometimes the grass we call dull is just thirsty for our attention. And that craving for more. It is not always hunger, it is forgetfulness. Jaro started tending to his garden like it was a sacred altar. Sat under his tree and listened. And when folks asked him why he never left the valley again, he would grin and say, "I already crossed the hill and met the truth on the other side." And if you ask me, that truth is this: wanting more is not wrong, but forgetting what you already have. That is how you end up rich in dreams and poor in spirit. So before you go chasing greener pastures, ask yourself, am I really lacking or just not looking?